Hi guys, so hopefully you can see me. Yeah, happy VEDA Day 28. Well, wait, no, is it the 28th? What day is today? Crap. Hold on. Ooh, I need to stop saying crap. Yes, it is 28. 3 more days to go, guys. I'm super excited. No offense, I love talking to you guys every day, but the topics have been getting harder and harder to come up with because I want to save some of the video requests for October for when I will be vlogging every day up until the baby's birth. So it's just like, but I did go to Facebook yesterday in need of help, and I got lots of great suggestions from you guys, which a lot of them I will do in October. But the one that I got most requested and then some emails about was how I discipline my children. This is really a personal thing to share with people, and it's a very controversial thing, so I don't know, probably gonna get a lot of dislikes on this video, but that's okay. You ask, I'm gonna answer, but I would have to say that I am definitely the bad cop. I know that with parents and couples, there's always the good cop, bad cop, and that's definitely true in our household. I grew up in a household like that. My mom was very much the soft touch, and my dad was very much the stern, whatever, which is funny because he was the minister. But, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think it makes a very good, even balance. And it's funny because I married somebody that is a lot like my mom, but is a lot like my dad at the same time. Like, he's a great combination of both. I think I take after my dad more, which is kind of funny because I was the youngest and I was the rebellious one. I was the one who got into the most trouble and got pregnant so young, and I really probably wasn't the greatest child, I will admit that. And so it's kind of funny that the person in the family that had the most angst against my father and his discipline, is the one who ended up the most like him. But I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that my dad did a really good job for what he could with me and my siblings. Maybe they don't agree, but I definitely agree because I am the person I am today because of him. I am a good parent because of him. At least I'd like to think I'm a good parent. And I, run my household and our budget, and I do all of those things. And I'm only 25, and I've been doing all those things since I had my baby at 18. So I owe a lot to my dad, even though I hated him or at times or really disliked him growing up, as an adult. That's where it's shown that what he did was right. So that's kind of why I take after him. I think it's really hard to say how I discipline my kids because A, one of them is 2, so how do you discipline a 2-year-old, And the other one is 7. The 7-year-old, I definitely am harder on her for a lot of reasons. One's because she's older, and 2, because she is not always in our household. As you know, I don't share parenting because I have full custody, but she does go to her dad's on a regular basis. And rules are a little bit more lax there, obviously, and just, not the same as here. So there is a need to be a little bit harder on her when she comes home because she forgets the rules here. And, it's just, yeah. It's unfair to her, but at the same time, that's the life she's been given, and there's nothing that we can do about that. And I don't agree with a lot of the parenting that he does. So I'm a little bit more harder on her. Do we spank though? No. Do we hit? No. Do we raise our voices? Yes. I like timeouts. I think that those are very effective. My daughter has such a great imagination though that she has no problem going to her room just sitting there and singing to herself. So we had to find something that was a little bit more extreme. Excuse me, I'm so burpy. So what we have started to do is doing timeouts with her standing up against a wall with her nose touching the wall and not moving. It is amazing how effective that is, guys. You take away something that, their freedom of being in the room doing whatever they want. You take away the comfort of being able to sit down, and it may sound horrible to some people, but it works for us. We don't make her stand there for like a half an hour at a time, but depending on what she's done, we do that, set the time according to that. But it's amazing what even 2 minutes will do to a kid. So that's what we do is, we've done that. We've taken away toys before, but that really doesn't work because she does get whatever she wants at her dad's and her grandma's on her other side of the family. So that's become really difficult. That's actually our most recent struggle because she tends to not appreciate the things she gets here, or thinks that things are disposable just because she gets it so easily there. So the timeout thing has definitely been the most effective. Again, we had to switch to a different, more severe type of timeout, but that's what we've started to do with her. We do take away things. You have to find what a child really wants in order to have something, you know. And well, no, you have to figure out first if they are more of the type of child who thrives better on acknowledgement and, you know, not prizes, but, you know, rewards, or if they're better at having, you know, behaving because you're taking away something. With my daughter, it's not the rewards because she gets those no matter what at her dad's side, so we have to take stuff away from her. With my son, however, he doesn't really care if you take stuff away from him. He's more of a reward child. He's 2, so that's what we use for him. So not every child is the same. Obviously, with our 2 kids, they're a lot different because one of them does have a second parent in their life that we don't necessarily agree with. But my son definitely is more of a reward kind of guy. So we've kind of, even though he's 2, we do 2 timeouts with him. We do like 1-minute timeouts with him in a safe environment. We put him in his room. So he does, you know, you want to be careful because you don't want his room or his bed to be a punishment for him, but at the same time, he needs to have a timeout where he's safe, and that's the safest place for him. So we do minute timeouts. See, we haven't really had a lot of issues with him, though. He's actually a pretty good kid. If he starts crying or screaming or doing stuff like that and acting like a 2-year-old, we definitely don't, you know, just chalk it up to him being 2 and let him do it. We ignore him, you know. He likes attention when it comes to that kind of thing. And so when he overreacts or starts screaming, we ignore him. As hard as it is in the store to walk away and just let him scream and ignore him while all these people are just like, oh, what a bad mother, it's something you have to have done. You know, these people, a lot of them do understand and will give me a sympathetic look of, oh, I know how you feel. And a lot of them will be like, oh my gosh, get your crying baby out of here. But you know what? That's part of being a parent. And I think it's really good for a child to know that even in a public setting, they're not going to get their way just by screaming. That's the quickest way to solve that problem. That's what I did with my daughter, and that's what I do with my son. So it takes patience. Discipline takes patience, definitely. But that's what we do for him. Because that's our biggest thing right now is just him and his tantrums. So we just ignore them the best that we can. We laugh them off and we ignore them. Now, if there is actually something, you know, that he's like doing, like hitting or stealing, stuff like that, then we take him away from the situation and we distract him and we make sure he knows that that's not okay. The more attention you give to a 2-year-old, the more they're going to understand that if they do something bad, no matter what kind of attention it is, they will do it to get that attention. Whether even if it's bad attention from you, they will still do it. Especially if you have another child coming. I've been noticing with this new baby coming that he has gotten a little worse because the attention isn't always on him anymore. It's on, you know, my belly. So he'll come up and he'll punch my belly sometimes. And that's normal and that's okay. I don't think he's going to be a horrible kid. But you need to start, you need to keep realizing that they don't care. You know, kids just want attention. Doesn't matter if it's good or bad all the time, they want attention and they will do whatever they can to get it. So you just need to make sure to keep it calm and just kind of let it go. Don't give them the attention that they're trying to get and just let it go. You know, so I know it sounds hard, but that's kind of what we do. But again, I am the bad cop. I will be the one who is a little bit more stern with the kids. My husband is the one who's more of the let it go kind of guy. But, you know, I think that's good. I think that we both have an understanding with each other, though, that we need to talk to each other and not let the kids turn us against each other, because that's something that kids do. I remember doing that as a child. And yeah, so as long as you and your partner are on the same page, it really doesn't matter who the disciplinarian is, I don't think, as long as you both agree with how you handle things. What you never want to do is fight with each other as parents in front of your kids about how you're going to discipline your kids, because the kids will then quickly realize that there is an easy way to get to one of you. So that's something that needs to be done behind closed doors. But yeah, that's how, I mean, I don't know how to answer that question any better, but that's how we kind of discipline our children. I mean, we're not hardcore by any means, but we are more strict than probably some. I mean, well, I know that we are because I've seen other people discipline their kids. And we are definitely not the type of people who will let things go until we get in the car. That's another thing, is I've noticed that a lot of parents kind of want to put on, and this is not a bad thing. I'm not trying to criticize anybody by any of this, by the way. Like, everybody, I think, has the right to handle their children the way that they want, and I'm not saying what I'm doing is the correct way, so I just want to put that out there. But I do notice that a lot of people are so scared of being called bad parents or being thought of as bad parents that they wait to discipline or to let their kids know that they're in trouble until they are behind closed doors or at home. So kids act out a lot more when they're out in public. My kids are very, very aware that it doesn't matter where we are. They will get timeouts and their noses put up against the wall, or they will get something taken away from them, or an event taken away, or we will leave a store, or we will leave an event or a family function if they don't act right. You know, I'm not the type of person who won't, you know, who will just put on a happy face and wait until we get in the car and then let all hell break loose. I will definitely, my kids know better. And because they know that, going out is a lot easier. But yeah, I mean, I don't yell at them in front of people, but you know, they know that if we're in the middle of the grocery store, even if I have a full cart of groceries, this is how my mom was too. If you start acting out, we're leaving. And if we have to leave and I have to come back to the grocery store, I'm gonna be pretty upset. And that's not something they want to deal with. So yeah. Or if I'm around a friend and they do something wrong, I will raise my voice at them. I will make them go stand up against a wall. That's just that. Like, you have to, you know, be consistent, because again, they will get the attention if they're out in public, if they know that they can get it. So yeah, that's how we do things. I don't know if that answered anybody's question correctly. Sorry that I'm all over the place today. I have like 3 videos to make, but yeah, happy VEDA Day 28. We have 3 more videos to go. Friday is the last one, and thanks for everyone who has stayed tuned since August 1st. And again, I'm not judging anybody for the way they parent. I'm not saying you should parent like me. I'm not saying that I have all the answers or that I'm great at this, because I definitely am not. I definitely have my shortcomings, and I would never, ever, ever criticize anybody else's parenting, because I know how hard it is. So yeah, you guys just asked, so that's my answer. But I'll talk to you guys all later for my pregnancy update, because I'm 31 weeks. Yay! Bye!